Good evening. After 2 weeks, we are back. The Match Live comes to you from Wembley Stadium, where Manchester United and Tottenham Hotspur face off for a place back at Wembley in May for the FA Cup final. The other semi-final, of course, takes place tomorrow between Chelsea and Southampton. That's also at Wembley. But also later tomorrow we'll have coverage as well of Burnley against Stoke, as Burnley look to get back on track after a disappointing defeat against Chelsea in the midweek, as their quest for Europa League football continues. And this is actually a big day for Burnley, not just in that game, but in that semi-final as well. If Chelsea win that semi-final tomorrow, then I can then... And then all Burnley have to do then is mathematically qualify for the Europa League next season. What an achievement that would be for our team. For Burnley, that is for sure. Well, we're all set at Wembley. That is for sure. There we are. That's the old Wembley. Remember these two times, the last time these two teams actually met at Wembley was in the league, and Ericsson scored after just 10 seconds for Tottenham. Mind you, that was a home game technically for them. It was a 2-0 win as it turned out, an own goal as well. But Phil Jones decided things there. Will it be the same here today, or will Manchester United well and truly get their revenge? Well, we'll just have to wait and see. But a terrific atmosphere building inside the stadium. Let's hear from Mauricio Pochettino.
This time around,
of course, we expect different game because it's different competition and it's a final. And of course, sure, the approach for both teams will be different. And of course, that we are going to play an amazing final that provide you the possibility to go to the final. And but of course, one of the key will be to be ready to fight from the beginning.
You've gone with a very strong lineup, as expected. 6 changes to the side that drew against Brighton. And Michel Vorm gets his chance. Obviously, last year he missed out. He was a little bit unfortunate, but this time he gets his opportunity.
Yes, last year, 1 year ago, he got injured before the game, and he cannot play. I think he deserves today to play, to fill the semi-final. We trust and we are fully confident on him. He's a great guy, great professional, great player, and of course that deserves to be on the goal today.
Very familiar surroundings here, of course, and a lot has been said about this home advantage. Do you feel you have an advantage here today?
No. First of all, because we are in different changing room, and then I think we are going to share the stadium 50-50 fans from each. And yes, I think it's not an advantage. It's a semi-final. It's a decisive game. I think it's impossible to have an advantage about that.
Wishing you luck.
Thank you very much. Wrestling.
Well, there we are. So Tottenham's form has actually been the best. They've not lost at Wembley last season anyway, but they are. That was at White Hart Lane, I should also add. They are the 5th best. They have lost a couple of times at Wembley, but their record is not too bad, really. 10 wins out of 16, 4 of them being draws. It's anything. I mean, we would in cup ties though. Form really does go out the window in this one, and this really will be a tough test. If you're wondering why I'm sniffling in the background, I have got a bit of a cold, so do apologise if I have to switch the mic off every now and then, but I do need to at some point. It's that time of year when the hay fever season starts coming around again, that is for sure. But some massive changes there. Michel Vorm comes in for Hugo Lloris. Is that a risk they're going to take? He's 34 years old now, Vorm. Remember, he's a top quality goalkeeper. There's not too many ways about that. But he's a fantastic sort of player to have in your team. That is for sure. Former Swansea goalkeeper, of course. But terrific backup, of course. to Hugo Lloris, but it is a bit of a surprise really, but there you go. At the other end, United go for their first choice goalkeeper, David De Gea, who's been in terrific form. People seem to forget he's been around the block a long time, De Gea, but yet he's only 27 years old and he's still got a lot to mature yet as a goalkeeper. If he's that good, if he's this good now, surely in 2 or 3 years when he reaches his peak years, he'll be even better. We saw him in the match against Crystal Palace pull up a stunning save, diving away to his right in the game. We covered on that Monday night at Selhurst. It was one of the and a great save there, seeing against Manchester City. But he's a top quality goalkeeper. There's no two ways about that. And I think when all being said and done, this semi-final will really should go the distance here today. Hopefully all be well. But I think this will be a terrific semi-final, and I'm sure the other one will be tomorrow between Chelsea and Southampton. And you'd expect Chelsea, on current form that is, to certainly be the red-hot favourites for this. But this is a real opportunity here for one of these two teams to get to a cup final and win a trophy. It's the last chance that both teams have got. We have for Pochettino that Wembley is at an advantage for Tottenham. In actual fact, he does make a good point. He does make actually a good point because they're actually in the away dressing rooms, funnily enough. So that could be an advantage. That could be an important step here as we wait for the teams to come out. The atmosphere, I can tell you, here at Wembley is building to a real crescendo. Remember, this is for a place in the FA Cup final. It's got to be decided today, neither through extra time or extra time or penalties. We will get a decision here today. And what a prospect, and what a brilliant semi-final we got. We've got the more appealing of the two. Not taking anything away, but let's hear from Jose Mourinho now.
I didn't think about it. I just thought about what I think is the best for the team. We had a game against Bournemouth that was important to win after defeat, to almost secure a top four, which is obviously the compulsory objective for the season. Now we have a different game 2 days after. Tottenham has 3 days. Even so, they rest a few players. We had to do the same in this period of the season.
Last time you were here, it was on the end of a 2-0 defeat, but this is obviously a huge game for you. How different do you expect things to be tonight?
The other game started 1-0. I hope this one starts 0-0, because obviously they are a very good team, and to start a game against them losing 1-0 obviously is much more difficult. Let's see if today we start 0-0 and we can go from that.
Well, that is the thoughts of Jose Mourinho pre-match here at Wembley this afternoon. And a lot of attention will be on Paul Pogba. Has he really lived up to his £89 million billing? Not this season, I don't think. Although he's got 5 goals and 11 assists, but he has the tendency to be a real grumpy so-and-so when it's not his day. And he does have a tendency to throw the toys well and truly out the pram. Will today be the sort of day that Paul Pogba really shows up in a Manchester United shirt? Just seen him on the television screen there, just juggling a few balls up in the air. But that's not bad stats if you're a decent footballer, but Paul Pogba has to live up to £89 million worth, and so far he hasn't done at the moment. But there is a start for Alexis Sanchez. We will confirm the full lineups as well as soon as the teams are out onto the pitch. 29 years old now, and he's got 13 appearances, only 2 goals in them 13 appearances. But he's got FA Cup experience. He scored in the semi-final against Reading a couple of years ago, so he knows what the situation is certainly all about. And he's a good player to have on your side. He's also scored in the final himself. Remember that goal in 2005 against Aston Villa? What a super goal that was. to beat Shea Given, and of course he got one in the semi-finals last year against Manchester City, so he's got the pedigree. And of course that opening goal, that contentious goal that we actually missed last year, he got that one too. So he has the capabilities in these semi-finals and finals. He loves it up Wembley. Could it be a day for Alexis Sanchez up at Manchester United? It's going to be a tight battle. It's going to be an even battle. There's no doubt about that. We're all set to... The team's coming out in just a few seconds from now. I'm going to tell you now, the Wembley noise is building up to a real crescendo here. It's almost like the final in some respects. Was the 2 commentary games this weekend, after having had 2 weeks off doing other things, so I do apologise for not having any Climax Match Live for the last 2 weeks, but there were circumstances, there were offers that I wanted to take up and spend a bit of time with friends, so I do apologise if I wasn't been on the air for the last 2 weeks, but we're on the air tonight, and what a game to come back onto. The Match Live comes from Wembley. The first FA Cup semi-final, of course the second one tomorrow, so there comes the teams now trotting out onto the field, and they're going to be greeted by a wall of noise. Remember, it's 50-50 split, and as the teams walk out, the noise is tremendous, absolutely, utterly tremendous. Both walking out side by side, out the tunnel, over on the far side. United fans away to the left, Tottenham away to the right. Flags flying all around. Blue and white of Tottenham and red and black of Manchester United. It's almost like cup final day, except it's not the final. Now they'll line up for the traditional shaking of the hands, and then we will get this semi-final up and running here. The first of 2, remember, Chelsea and Southampton face off tomorrow, with a lot of Burnley interest as well, because if Chelsea beat Southampton, then Burnley, if they keep where they are now in 7th place, will qualify for Europe next season. So there's a lot of Burnley interest in that one. But today it's not about Burnley, it's not about Chelsea or Southampton, it's about Manchester United and Tottenham Hotspur. Let's give you the 2 lineups first, starting with Manchester United, with David De Gea getting a nodding goal. A back 4 today, Valencia, Jones, Smalling and Ashley Young. Then a 3 in the midfield with Herrera, Pogba and Matic. Pogba in the centre, the 2 of them. Jesse Lingard and Alexis Sanchez on either side of main striker Romelu Lukaku. On the bench, Pereira, Lindelof, Mata, Martial, Rashford, Fellaini and Darmian. So a very strong Manchester United lineup. For Tottenham, it's the goalkeeper that's been used in the FA Cup, Michel Vorm in goal. Then it's Kieran Trippier, the former Claret, Alexis Sanchez, Vertonghen and Davis across the back. Dyer and Dembele are the 2 holders. Then it's Eriksen and Sonny with side of Dele Alli, with Harry Kane, the main striker, up front. On the bench, Lloris, Alderweireld, Lamela, Wanyama, Sissoko, Aurier and Lucas. The FA Cup very much alive and kicking. 50-50 split for this semi-final, which is technically Tottenham's home ground this season, but you wouldn't think it because it is it looks like a proper semi-final setting. Couple of anxious Manchester United fans there, and anxious looking Jose Mourinho was said in his pre-match interview just a few moments ago with the media that he hopes the game will start at 0-0, not 1-0 like it was in the league game when Eriksen scored after just 10 seconds. Spurs, who have not won their last 7 semi-finals. The last time they won a semi-final was in 1991, here at Wembley, funnily enough, at the old Wembley, when Paul Gascoigne hit his sublime free kick, 2 goals from Gary Lineker. Wonder what happened to him. And of course, the comment section is open for business for this semi-final, so if you want to comment on how the game will go, feel free to send your comments straight to us. Keep your comments clean, no swearing, it is a family show. So we're all set to go then in this cauldron. Here it's been a beautiful, in fact it's been beautiful weather for the last few months, and the referee in charge from Wythenshawe in Greater Manchester is Anthony Taylor, but I don't think there's going to be any biasness towards Manchester United despite him coming from that area. But he's a good referee, and we wish him the best of luck today. A big appointment for him, this first FA Cup semi-final. Absolutely anonymous is there. Beautiful spring sunshine. It's been hot and sunny for the last few days. Perfect conditions, lovely weather. There's a bit of a breeze in the air, and it's Manchester United to get this FA Cup semi-final up and running in the red shirts. White shorts and black stockings. They're going to attack the goal to our left in this first half. Spurs the right in their white shirts, dark blue shorts and white stockings. Here's Trippier now on the left-hand side, in towards Eriksen. Now Kane pirouettes away from Herrera, and Kane now runs forward, and Kane will unleash the shot, and it gets a deflection, and Spurs almost within the first 20 seconds, doing what they almost did in the league game here earlier on this season, and almost striking a early ball there. Good turn away through the centre of the field there by Harry Kane, winning the first corner now. Set plays will be a crucial factor here this afternoon here. We've had some great ties to bring you on this channel this season. We brought you Leicester, Chelsea, that was a cracker. Nottingham Forest, Arsenal, that was another cracker. Here comes the first Tottenham corner, in towards the penalty area, away by Manchester United. Harry Kane was actually lurking. Now a chance for Son, he's on the area. Son gets the ball forward, and then good sliding challenge there. Right at the very last from Antonio Valencia, the Manchester United captain, and Spurs here starting on full throttle here. Just for one moment it looked as if Son had got away from Antonio Valencia and almost knocked the ball back into the area. It's another Tottenham corner, second in very quick succession. We've been playing a minute and 20, and the ball towards the penalty area and it missed everybody. And now Alexis Sanchez to bring it away. So much semi-final experience in his time at Arsenal, and scored the winning goals against Reading and against Manchester City last season. So he knows a bit about semi-finals. The referees had to stop it. And so Manchester United played down. It's Alexis Sanchez. He's holding the back of his spine. In fact, he's been allowed to go on. You can't play on if unless it's an head injury. That's what the FIFA laws will tell you. Anyway, as Dembele now strides forward now for Tottenham. Ben Davies now to Son. Back to Davies once again. 0-0 here, 2 minutes gone. And a good little turn now by Dembele. Looking for Harry Kane. Kane, first touch was a little heavy, but he just got away from Jesse Lingard, who was battling for the same ball. Now there's a foul over on the far side there. And a free kick to Tottenham Hotspur. Beautiful conditions. It's typical FA Cup semi-final weather. And there's not a cloud in the sky. It's just unbelievable. We've had some wonderful weather the last few days. It's almost been like summer, really, in that respect. Sanchez hurt himself when knocking the ball away. I don't think there was anything malicious there. Or maybe there was there by Trippier. Just caught the back of his ankle. It would have been very difficult for Anthony Taylor to rescind that. In all fairness to the referee. And obviously I've got a soft spot for Trips being a former Claret, of course, playing for Burnley, doing well for us. This is Trippier out on the far side, on the near side here, knocks the ball back inside. Good football again by Tottenham. They're keeping the ball well. Harry Kane, good football again. Kane goes down, but nothing, says the referee. It was a fair tackle. Couple of meaty challenges going in there. Matic, who played in the game against Tottenham for Chelsea last season in the semi-final, and scored that unstoppable shot at the left-hand end of Wembley. Well, it's to make that semi-final safe for Chelsea, and they went on to lose 2-1 to Arsenal in the final, of course. Now, of course, the final has a 5:30 kickoff, which I think is wrong. I still think it should be the traditional 3 o'clock for the FA Cup final. Herrera though for Manchester United. Now Valencia over on the far side. First chance to see what United have got in their locker here in this opening exchanges of the game. A lovely ball towards the penalty area, and Sanchez was there too, and nodded behind by Trippier for a corner. That might be a little battle to keep our eyes on in the next 85 minutes or so. Sanchez and Trippier. A little tough side as the corner comes in. We'll talk a bit more about Arsene Wenger when we get a break in play. But absolutely anonymous making a very good point there. But it's a corner. We haven't had a chance to calm down yet. It's been a fast and furious 4.5 minutes. Ball into the penalty area, nodded away. Now Eriksson to get it forward for Tottenham, but then cut out again by Herrera. Kane doing a bit of defensive work, and then Davis just hooking it away for Tottenham. Valencia now retrieves it inside, halfway inside his own half of Manchester United. Remember, both teams in traditional colours. White for Tottenham, white shirts for Tottenham, red shirts for Manchester United. Pochettino in his tracksuit, Jose Mourinho in shirt and suit trousers, no tie, no jacket, open collar. Some of these managers now very much smart casual look at him there. Mourinho already using the advertising boards to take notes. 5.5 minutes gone at Wembley. Manchester United 0, Tottenham Hotspur 0. First semi-final of the FA Cup in association with Emirates. And this is Trippier now. One ball forward towards the United penalty box. Couldn't look for Harry Kane that end. He was well marshalled, in fact, by Smalling, his England teammate. This is Ashley Young now. Both teams warming up with... Well, Manchester United certainly warming up with a very comfortable win against Bournemouth on the South Coast. They both warmed up for this with games on the South Coast. Here's Jesse Lingard into the wall. The penalty area, cross back, and a good bit of defending there. Had to be there. It's a corner. Matoga getting back and hooking it out for a corner. Jesse Lingard will take it from the far side. And all of a sudden, after a good early start from Tottenham, it's Manchester United fans who are finding their voice. Ball towards the penalty area. Matic was lurking. Herrera on the edge of the penalty area. Spurs got it half away. Valencia has Lingard. He's oceans of space over on the far side, the left-hand side of the right-hand side, sorry, of Manchester United. Here's Herrera now to Valencia. Valencia back to Herrera. Now the ball they're just retreated again, and the ball back to Phil Jones. And if you... Well, back again, folks. If you wonder why I had to go off just so quickly, I do have a bit of a cold. I just needed to blow my nose. I didn't want you to hear that over the mic. Oh, microphones here, my commentary mic is very sensitive, but if I do switch the mic on and off, it's not for any other reason but to blow the nose. But it's been a rip-roaring start to this first half. 7.5 minutes, and it's Tottenham now breaking, and Eriksson charging the attempted clearance by Young down. Eriksson down the right-hand side for Tottenham. Good ball inside. Now then, a chance here for Dyer to get the ball back in. He couldn't find Eriksson. And in the end, Eriksson charging it down. It's a goal kick to Manchester United, but Ashley Young now will be the most relieved man in Wembley Stadium. That is for sure. It's a good start to the game. A lot of pressure on Michel Vorm at the other end. Regular cup goalkeeper. Very rarely features in the Premier League these days. Used to in his days at Swansea City, of course. Just a word or two about Arsene Wenger. I've been very critical of the way he's performed as Arsenal manager certainly the last 2 seasons. But what you can't doubt is his pedigree and what he's done for Arsenal. He's transformed the club absolutely from top to bottom, and he has brought gravitas and has really taken the English game very much into the 21st century. Here's Jesse Lingard now, and Sanchez was tagged on the penalty area, but fairly, says the referee. Good tackle. Pogba keeps it in on the far side. Pogba now, on the near side rather. Pogba plays the ball back, and now Herrera chips the ball towards the back post. Lukaku is free, and he heads over. I think there was an infringement though by Lukaku. I think there was a bit of pushing and shoving going on. And a free kick to Tottenham Hotspur. Yeah, just a little push there on Ben Davis. So what Jose Mourinho thought of that. Still 0-0. Kane holds it up well for Tottenham. The belly now to the far side. Ben Davies has got Son on the left-hand side. Takes on Valencia. Good skills there by Son. Good little run there, but Herrera nicking the ball back off him. That was good. Disappointing defence there by Herrera. And then the ball hooked back towards Michel Vorm in the goal for Tottenham. In all yellow. In an all-yellow goalkeeper's jersey. 0-0. Here's Sanchez to get it away for Tottenham. 0-0 it is. And look at Ericsson running free on the far on the inside. The right-hand side, he's onside. Tempo back across to the goal. Daylayed came in. He gambled inside the 6-yard area. And Tottenham Hotspur draw first one in the FA Cup semi-final. What a fantastic breakout. A lovely ball over the top. It found Ericsson superbly well. Beautiful weight on the cross. United defence was nowhere to be seen. And in came Daylayed to stab the ball from 4 yards out. Virtually an empty net. And Tottenham have the lead with just 10 minutes gone. And it was a long ball forward by Sanchez. And look at that. Pogba maybe guilty in ball watching rather than keeping his eye on Christian Eriksen. That's not the real quality of an £89 million player, is it? But let's take nothing away from that finish. And the cross from Eriksen was absolutely bang on the money, and in came Daylayed sliding in, puts the ball and himself into the back of the net. But it's Tottenham who take the lead. It's first blood to Pochettino's men here in his first FA Cup semi-final. And Manchester United, if they're going to get to Wembley, have to come from behind now. Daylayed after 11 minutes. Here's Matic now for United. They need to come out and play a bit. Mourinho can't bank on his whole part of the bus side. Here it's Lingard. But here comes Vaughan. And Lingard wants a foul. He wants something anyway, Jesse Lingard. But Manchester United have got it all to do. But a beautiful flowing move. But poor Pogba there. Very lazy play from him, really. As the ball was played forward from Sanchez, he just watched the ball. He didn't track the man, which was Eriksen. He let Eriksen have all the space on the right-hand side, and he had so much time to measure that cross. And he measured it, and he put the cross into an absolute tee. And in came Daylayed, who couldn't miss there from 6 yards. It was a great goal, but Paul Pogba, that's not the way an £89 million player should perform. I'm sorry, but if he's worth £89 million, then his agent must be in cloud cuckoo lands. But anyway, Tottenham 1 up with 12.5 minutes almost gone. Anthony Taylor, the referee, just outside Greater Manchester, just stopping the play. It is a Manchester United throw in. It's Valencia to take it far side. United 0, Tottenham 1. And Tottenham have actually been just about fractionally the better side. Remember, if it ends a draw after 90 minutes, we will have half an hour's extra time, and if we're still level after that, we could have penalties. Could be a late night here at Wembley tonight. Well, let's see if we can get the game won within 90 minutes. At the moment, it looks a very good possibility. I think both teams are going for it. It's Tottenham have gone for it more. They've gone for the cutthroat more, and they've started well. Here's Ali now, over the halfway line. The goal scorer now in superb form. He's got Eriksen, who wants the ball further forward. He's trying to play it into Harry Kane, but it just wouldn't get through to the Tottenham striker. And now Ali takes the ball midway inside the United half. This is good football again from Tottenham. Son over on the far side. Son now runs at Valencia. Gets a very good cross in, and Kane at the back post. Almost connected. I think there may have been a flag up for offside. United were certainly appealing for offside. But again, a lovely lightning swift counter-attack. Actually, Kane was onside as that ball was played in, and it all he needed was that ball to be whipped in a little bit lower, and I reckon Kane would have got there and more than likely would have made it too. Tottenham very much on top here, but they must give it away defensively. It's a strong team. Lloris is still a very good goalkeeper, despite the fact that he's a second choicer. Despite the fact behind Hugo Lloris, of course. But it's Tottenham's lead. United 0, Tottenham 1. And here comes Spurs again. Vertonghen this time leading the charge. Good skills by Vertonghen. He's brought down. Free kick to Tottenham Hotspur. And they've taken it quickly. If I keep switching the mic off and on, I'm not doing it for any other reason, because I've got a bit of a cold, so I've got the sniffles. So sometimes if I need to blow my nose, I'm going to do it off mic. So don't worry. So a long ball forward now by Eric Dyer towards the penalty area of Manchester United. Here's Kane to win the next ball. Finds Son. Son in towards Ericsson, or rather Kane rather, and Valencia and Kane have a little battle royal over on the far side. Quarter of an hour gone of a top class semi-final so far that's lived up to all the pre-match hype and build-up. I was just about to say, whilst I was talking before the goal, both teams warmed up with matches on the south coast. Tottenham drew 1-0 with Brighton in a game really they didn't deserve to take anything other than a draw out. So Brighton did deserve something, and they played really well, Brighton, and they conceded a silly penalty. It cost Serge Aurier his place in the team this afternoon. Here's Ericsson now, midway inside the Spurs half. They don't look as if they're going to give anything away at the moment in this opening exchange of Tottenham there. They're looking a lot more assured, and certainly Son is on the far side. Son with a lovely little cross, and again Dele Alli almost getting in there at the near stick this time. I'll tell you what, if he'd have got there, I don't think there'd have been any arguments. I think that would have been 2-0. Tottenham playing with a real thrust and a real swagger about them, and Son is absolutely pulling the strings on the far side, and that's a very good tackle from Phil Jones. It's got to be said. Otherwise, that's 2-0 Tottenham Hotspur, because Dele Alli would have got there. And, well, look at what Mourinho thinks of it. He's not happy at all the way United have started. 1-0 down, as he would say, and again the tackles flying in, and they were fair ones as well, and Dele Alli's coasted over the halfway line. It's wave after wave of Tottenham attack. It's Dele Alli now, tries to fed it through to Kane. Flank stays down, Ericsson shoots, and shoots just wide. Shoots just wide of the far post. Beautifully set up from Harry Kane. There may have been an into offside potentially there, but again, lovely football from Tottenham Hotspur. They are a joy to watch when they're in this sort of form. No, he's not offside. He is on. Good vision again by the linesman. And Ericsson just scuffing his shot a little bit there as that came in and wide of the target. Well, we've got someone here who's just absolutely... I don't know what he's doing there. If you can speak in English. Anyway, back to the game. It's an audio commentary. We're not streaming it. We're not streaming any match footage. We're streaming it as an audio. The clue is in the name. 1-0 to Tottenham. Fantastic performance so far from Tottenham. Jose Mourinho looks ashen-faced. He looks furious. There's thunder in his... There's absolutely thunder in his face, and you can see why. Now then, United, what have they got in the locker? There's still a long way to go, of course. There's still about... We're into the 19th minute of this semi-final. And here's Alexis Sanchez, who can make things happen. So far, he hasn't been allowed to. Good defending by Spurs, and Ericsson's pulling the strings in midfield. And now Harry Kane. Look at Son. Son over on the far side. He's 1-against-1 with Valencia. Cuts into the penalty area. Son shoots. Deflected. And it will go for a corner. Good stout defending there from Valencia, the United captain, because if he'd have let Son, David De Gea may not have had a price. United well and truly on the ropes here. If this was a boxing match, the referee may be tempted at this stage to stop it. Ben Davies with the corner for Spurs. A goal up and oozing confidence. Here comes the corner into the penalty area. And nodded away. And then the ball back. And I'm not giving shouts out to people. You've got to comment on the game. If you're going to get a shout out, you've got to comment on how the game's gone for you. How you see the game. I'm not reading silly comments out like a low every 5 minutes. It's a cup semi-final. We want to do this justice. It's Eric Dyer now for Tottenham. One ball forward, and that's out there for a throw. And I've got to admit, I'm absolutely enjoying this semi-final. I really am. A magnificent occasion, this FA Cup semi-final. It's always a tough one to call these semi-finals, certainly at this stage of the season. As I said, so on TV, you will be barred at half-time. We do not allow links in these things, as Sanchez now goes up on the far side. Sanchez gets the crossing in towards the penalty area. Smalley went after that one, and so too did Pogba. Pogba again claiming for something that was never going to be given. That's in the game that they do look for things that do look for decisions that are not there. Meanwhile, chance here for United at the back post, and it's that man, the man for the big occasion, Alexis Sanchez, has got the equaliser. 1-1. What a semi-final we have with a vengeance. Halfway through the first half, United have responded in the best possible way. A crossing from the left-hand side, and Sanchez peeled away to the back post. He hasn't really lit up Manchester United since he's been at the club, but he may well have paid a huge chunk of that £25 million. Pogba winning the ball very easily there from Dembele. A wonderful cross. Now that's more like an £89 million midfielder there. That's the sort of form that he was showing in Juventus colours a couple of seasons ago, and that's an accurate cross. And a good header from Sanchez. Vorm, no chance. 1-1. It is game on, as Absolutely Anonymous quite rightly says. Wow. 1-1. Mourinho shows no emotion, of course. But we have a terrific semi-final with a vengeance. Buck Lawrenson, funnily enough, said this wasn't going to be a classic. It's turning out to be one now. 1-1. 2 goals in the first 24 minutes, halfway through the first half, and now Trippier knocking it forward. Just couldn't find Ericsson. This semi-final will really build up now. You can hear the United fans. This red smoke bomb's gone off in the United end. It's all happening here. 25 minutes gone at Wembley in the semi-final of the FA Cup, sponsored by Emirates. Manchester United 1, Tottenham Hotspur 1. Sanchez with the equalizer, countering out a Dele Alli goal after 11 minutes. A 13-minute spell between the two goals. And all of a sudden it's United fans who are celebrating and have got their flags out now. United want a free kick, but it's play on, says Anthony Taylor. And here comes Son down the left-hand side. He cuts in field. Son into Kane. Kane inside the area. Kane now tries to peel away. United have got several bodies back behind that ball now. Ben Davies now for Tottenham. Wow, what an ebb and flow to this semi-final we got here. Long ball towards Ericsson. And it's Robert Trippier. And Trippier surely was fouled there by Sanchez. And the referee says no. So another little spat flashpoint potentially between Bessis Trippier and Alexis Sanchez. Anthony Taylor is booking somebody there. The yellow card's out straight away, and it's to Valencia, I think. First yellow card that comes 26 minutes into the game. And it's actually for a foul over on the far side before Spurs broke away on Dele Alli as he played the ball in. Oh, that is an horrible challenge. I tell you what, if it had been two-footed, it would have been a straight red card. Because it was well 1 foot, the referee was liable under FIFA laws to give a yellow. Here's Matic now for Manchester United. Gets it over towards the far side, and here's Lukaku. This is what we love about the FA Cup. Terrific football. Who says the romance of the cup was dead? Pogba now, 25 yards from goal. Thought about the shot. Plays it out to Lukaku. Lukaku strengthened it towards Jesse Lingard, who couldn't get on the end of that cross. He didn't get a good enough contact there, Jesse Lingard. And I tell you what, it would have been some miraculous turnaround if United there. Lovely cross again from Lukaku, but it maybe a little bit too strong on the whip, maybe. Certainly beat Sanchez, and Lingard I think needed to be a bit taller maybe to get on the end of that. It was a terrific cross, however, from big Romelu Lukaku. Well, it still remains 1-1. If I'm pausing every 2 or 3 seconds, it's just to blow my nose. Here's Son for Tottenham as he cuts inside. Good tackle again. Remember Tottenham. Remember in the Premier League earlier today, 0-0. It finished, I think, between Watford and I think and I forget. I know Watford. I know the Watford game ended 0-0, and I know that West Brom and Liverpool finished 2-2. We'll get the full-time scores from all over the country at half-time. Son is now the second player of the semi-final to be in Anthony Taylor's notebook. It's 1-1 still here at Tottenham, and it's 1-1 in bookings. Coming up towards half an hour gone. I think we're all in need of a break after this, and we've still got another 17 minutes or so to go of this first half, and I tell you what, it's lived up to every expectation going. Sometimes sometimes people will build it up, and then the game will be a complete disappointment. But I don't think we can be disappointed in terms, and there's another free kick, I think, against Jesse Lingard this time, over on the far side. Well, this is unbelievable. And please, if you want to do, please, if you're going to comment on the match. Not leave links, not leave anything. Here on the JB Clark YouTube channel, this first FA Cup semi-final. Hopefully we'll have a Clarence match live tomorrow. No second semi-final commentary. We're going to concentrate on Burnley versus Stoke tomorrow. Here's a good tackle there by Sanchez, and now Sanchez has found Lingard, and Lingard has found Pogba, who's starting to get his act together a little bit more. The £89 million Frenchman. Semi-final building up to a real crescendo here at Wembley. Of course, in the second half, for the last 25 minutes, you will have your say on the JB man of the match, and that's back out for this FA Cup semi-final here at Wembley this afternoon. Dele Alli, the goal scorer for Tottenham, after 11 minutes. 24 minutes when Alexis Sanchez equalised. It's 1-1 with half an hour gone. What a semi-finals is turning out to be here at Wembley Stadium. Sanchez looks as if he's hurt himself, actually, funnily enough. Holding his arm there, and he's wincing in pain. And that's not good news for Manchester United if he has to come off at this stage. Although they do have Martial and Marcus Rashford in reserve, should they need, and they're both match winners in their own right. Here's Ashley Young now down the left-hand side. Sanchez is winning. Trippier now, and Eriksen doubling up to block the attempted cross by Sanchez. It would be a throw into United. The throw-in was taken by Young, level with the penalty area. Now the ball finds itself with Matic. Now Young again. Eriksen trying to tease him there. No way through for Young in the end. Well, as the FA Cup really has a real crescendo, Woodard Panini will be doing his own commentary of the game. But stick it with JB Clyde. He's certainly got the full exclusivity of the second semi-final tomorrow if he wants it. Because our focus hopefully will be on the Bet365 Stadium, because it's a game at both ends of the spectrum really. Stoke, who really do need the points to stay up, look as if they could well be going the same way as West Bromwich Albion. Isn't it ironic that Wolves go up and Stoke and West Bromwich Albion go down? And that's the irony of football. And Burnley, of course, looking to cement 7th place, and of course it's a big afternoon for Burnley, not just at that game, but of course at Wembley. Of course, if Chelsea beat Southampton, 7th place gets Europa League for next season. That's an important statistic to remember. So any Burnley fans, that's the permutations as far as that's concerned. 32 minutes gone here at Wembley. Manchester United 1, Tottenham Hotspur 1. Two teams who should be, barring accidents, in the Champions League again next season. United were just blown away by Manchester City, but have shown some great resilience in recent weeks. And certainly coming back from the dead against Manchester City some 2 weeks ago, that was an important victory for them. Although City have gone on to win the title since then. Herrera's been accused there of bringing down Harry Kane, and he's given against the free kick. The free kick's been given against him. We're now into the 33rd minute, coming up towards 33 minutes gone here at Wembley. Terrific semi-final. The second one kicks off at 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon at Wembley. Palace and Watford drew 0-0. Just out of curiosity to everybody that may well be interested. There's a free kick about 25 yards out from goal. It's a good position here for Tottenham. A real opportunity here. Is it for Eriksen? Eriksen goes there. He's found Trippier in acres of space. Trippier didn't control it too well, but he's dug out across towards the back post. And it's still might break for Spurs, but they've lost it now. Here's big, bulky Romelu Lukaku speeding away from the challenges here. Sanchez stopping it there, and then Vertonghen winning it back. And now Eriksen to take it up now for Tottenham. 1-1 needs to score. Here's Ben Davies on the left-hand side. Infield to Son. Son now takes the possession, and he finds Eriksen, who in the early stages of this fight, as Eric Dyer, take it. And then Christian Eriksen now taking possession. In the early stages really was pulling the strings in the midfield area. Now Son has it on the far side. Back inside to Eriksen, still just to the left-hand side here. 35 yards to go. Now Dembele to find Dyer. It's just gone to the right of the D this time. And then back inside to Son in the centre of the pitch. Midway inside the United half. Trippier on the right hand side. Son continues his run down the right. That's a terrific run by Son. Oh, and he's clipped over surely there by Paul Pogba. Silly foul for the Frenchman to give away and to concede. And if he keeps throwing his tummy out of the palm, and oh dear, that's temper-tantrums whenever I've seen it. Clearly takes out Son. Silly tackle there by Paul Pogba. Kevin Friend, the fourth official, having a bit of a debate with Mauricio Pochettino over on the far side. But it's Eriksen with this free kick for Tottenham. 1-1 is the score. And it's an evenly balanced contest, this semi-final. It has been for quite some time now. Davis and Eriksen, the two-man committee. Will it be the left foot of Davis or the right foot of Eriksen? From the right-hand side. And it's the right foot of Eriksen. It wasn't the best free kick that Eriksen has put in recent weeks. And it gives an opportunity for Manchester United to get that away. 10 minutes to go to half-time here in this FA Cup semi-final. Our FA Cup semi-final that we're bringing to you live here on the JB Claret YouTube channel. Benini will have the other one, I'm sure, tomorrow between Chelsea and Southampton for you. And we will have the final next month, of course. Just over 3 or 4 weeks away now, the final. Should be a cracker. So is it... So will this. So has been this semi-final. That's lived up to all expectations. This is for Tonga now inside the centre circle. Gets it over halfway and he moves to Dembele. Dembele moving forward. He finds Eriksen again. Eriksen has got a good presence of mind and he finds Trippier out on the right. Now back inside to Dyer. Dyer now to Eriksen. Eriksen now just weighing up the options, and Son is going in and should have scored there. What a wonderful ball, first of all, by Christian Eriksen, who's having a match to remember so far for Tottenham. Lovely patient build-up. Did Son time his run? In fact, I think he may have been offside as that was played. I think the flag stayed down. It was a chance. I think United's queries were very, very much justified there. But a big chance for Tottenham gone begging. Still 1-1. What a semi-final is turning out to be. Sanchez forward now for United, but he can't spread the ball forward. He thought he was fouled, but the referee says play on. Tottenham Hotspur so close to going 2-1 up, although Sunday looked suspiciously offside as the ball was played. Now Matic for United, still inside his own half. He finds his midfield colleague Herrera. What a semi-final it has been. As far as this game is concerned, it's back once again with David De Gea in the Manchester United goal. And little or no chance with the goal that Spurs scored. Neither did Michel Vorm at the other end. This has been a remarkable semi-final so far, but in a real spirit. Although you would have thought that some of the players so far have a bit over the top with some of their free hat-tricks so far. Pogba especially, but he's had a bright note as well. An assist him is his 6th assist this season. As Form was almost close down, he did well actually to find Eric Dyer from that. It wasn't the best kick it wasn't the best clearance he's put in. A long ball forward, it was aimless, and it was going to find Eric Dyer every step of the way. I don't think that was intended as a shot. Ball back to De Gea once again. A long ball forward. Still 1-1 at Wembley. It's been a really good semi-final. It's been a good watch. Remember the final, of course, coming up next month. Again at Wembley. It has to be settled today. And these sides have only the FA Cup to play for. They both crashed out the Champions League at the last 16 stage. Tottenham to Juventus, and obviously United to Seville. Here's Son now. Lingard wanted a free kick, and he goes down too. But the referee is consistent in not giving both teams any free kicks. The one on Lingard and then the one on Ali. And the ball out of play on the far side. Halfway inside the Man United half to Manchester United. Coming up towards 5 minutes to go before the half-time cup of tea. It's using now energy drinks and things like that rather than a good old-fashioned cup of PG tips. Here's Sanchez now on ball forward, but that's going to be bombs all the way. So with 5 minutes of the first half to go in this FA Cup semi-final in association with Emirates, it's Manchester United 1, Tottenham 1, and look at that. I'm just looking at the possession stats, 50-50. Wow, what a semi-final. It's got to be surely evenly balanced. And I think this is going to tested who will have the mental strength, who will not give in, and who will be daring and brave to get that all-important goal. Here's Tottenham now going forward again. Ericsson picks the ball up. Son continues his run. Son inside the penalty area. His first touch was a little Emmy. Tries to lay it back to Harry Kane. It's off the defender. Smalling for a corner on the far side. Again, another lovely play. I think Son's had a fantastic first half, I have to say. Certainly onside as the ball was played. First touch a little heavy, but he did very well to get the corner out of that. And it's a Tottenham corner. Ericsson this time to bend it in with his right foot. 4 minutes to go before the break here at Wembley in the Spurs semi-final. In towards the penalty area, but it's well taken comfortably there by David De Gea in the United goals. And he bowls it straight out to Pogba, and Pogba now running 30-40 yards with the ball, and then Tina Lubber got the ball out towards the far side. Herrera plays that in towards Sanchez again. Vertonghen getting in the way, but only half away, and then Herrera's found his man. Free kick to Tottenham. But it's a proper FA Cup tie this now. It might be at Wembley, and it may well be a semi-final with a lot riding on it. But I can tell you now, folks, there's nothing wrong with the endeavour and the commitment of both Manchester United or Tottenham Hotspur this afternoon. It's been an absolute treat of a semi-final to be bringing it to you live from Wembley Stadium. And here come Tottenham once again. There's Dembele midway side to half. Looks to try and feed Harry Kane, but he's lost out this time, Kane. Now the ball comes out to Young on the left-hand side, and Young goes away. Faces Alexis Sanchez, who got the equalising goal. Up to 24 minutes. 11 minutes when Dele Alli struck the opening goal of the match. And here's Sanchez once again. Sanchez towards the far side. Here's Lukaku, edge of the area. Lukaku gets it onto his left foot, shoots and deflects away. Right, and well, Spurs sort of scrambling away. This is Valencia over on the far side. A little slip there by Son. That's the first mistake he's made in the semi-final there, Son. But it didn't cost Tottenham as the cross came in. It missed everybody. But United still keeping possession with Ashley Young. Pogba in field as well. But he finds Matic instead. He was in a much better position. 25-30 yards from goal. Here's Valencia over on the far side. Cross in there. Can't find Lukaku. He found Sanchez's head instead. But again, only half clear. Here's Matic, who hit that rasper for Chelsea in the semi-final a year ago. Here he is now. Matic. Good control again. In towards Pogba. Pogba has the shot. Tries to bang it in, and he did so magnificently. And in the end, Vorm having to scamper across his goal to his left-hand side, tipping it away for a corner. But that's the best again of Paul Pogba. That's what he's capable of. Good right-footed shot. It curls away. Just looking at the swerve on the ball. And it was a great save. Here comes the corner into the penalty area. Back to Herrera, who tries to volley it from the edge of the penalty area. Well, mistimes it all wrong. And behind for the goal kick for Tottenham. Well, what a fantastic first half it has been. Wembley Stadium looking absolutely superb. Although there are a lot of building work going on around the outskirts of Wembley Way and all that. There's a lot of cranes about, but it's all about the action inside the stadium at the moment. And at the moment we've been treated to 44.5 minutes of pure cup tie excitement here, and it has been excitement here in abundance. I've absolutely loved every minute of it, and there's still going to be another 45 minutes potentially, maybe more if it ends a draw after 90 minutes, because we will have extra time and we possibly may have penalties. The last cup tie we covered between Leicester and Chelsea was a cracker, and it went to extra time that afternoon. Here's Dyer now for Tottenham. Infield to Dembele. Dembele thought for a moment about shooting. Plays a 1-2 with Ali. It just doesn't... Well, Son Robert just didn't quite come off there. And here comes Vertonghen. Holds off his man well. 2 added minutes at the end of what's been a frantic and frenetic first half, and a terrific game and a terrific advert for English football and indeed for the FA Cup. A terrific first half. I can't wait for a little 5-minute breather. Son over on the far side, who's shown himself to be an absolute star on that far side. Has broken down that side many times. Dele Alli with the opening goal after 11 minutes. Then 13 minutes later, the equalizer from Alexis Sanchez with a superb header at the far post to make it 1-1. Well, it's a beautiful sun-lit evening here in North London. The semi-final has really come to prominence. It's come to life. And who's going to win it from here? It's only going to be a test of courage from now on in. As Eriksen takes possession now. We'll now play the first of the 2 minutes that were added by Kevin Friend, the fourth official. VAR is being used, but we haven't had the opportunity to use the VAR system yet. Here's Son now, infield to Dembele. Dembele now to... The shot comes in off the post. I think it was Dyer who hit the shot. Here's our inside a penalty area. It was Eric Dyer with a right-footed shot. It caught me by surprise. Son now on the far side. We're still playing on at the end of the first half. Here's Eric Dyer now for Tottenham. He's just hit the post, and then there was a collision there between Ali and Herrera, and Ali wants a free kick. He's complaining to the referee Taylor. Should be getting on with the game. He didn't get the decision. Play on. Here's Vertonghen now, and Lukaku almost holding hands with him there as he plays that ball back. 10 seconds of the first, just literally coming up towards the last 10 seconds of what's been an unbelievably cracking first half here of FA Cup semi-final action. And the ball forward, Son might score here. Son's was judged with a little and then he hooks it back across the goal, and it goes on the roof of the net, and that's behind for a goal kick. But let's have a look at that opportunity for Eric Dyer as the final whistle, the whistle goes for half-time. Smashing it there, for something like 30 yards out. The hair's not saving it, and it bounces off the foot of the post. In fact, that was going in via a deflection by Smalling, and Chris Smalling's backside had just prevented that from being 2 on Tottenham. But I tell you what a first half it has been. Dele Alli with the first goal for Tottenham after 11 minutes, sliding in after good work down the right by Eriksen, and then Paul Pogba with a lovely cross on the left-hand side. At the back post came Alexis Sanchez after 24 minutes to nod it back across the goal and into the far corner. And we have a real semi-final with a vengeance here at Wembley Stadium. We're going to take 5 minutes to catch our breath here as the teams now walk into their respective dressing rooms, and we have a hard-time situation here at Wembley Stadium in this first FA Cup semi-final sponsored by Emirates. It's Tottenham Hotspur 1, Manchester United 1. Welcome back to Wembley, where we're just waiting for the second half of this FA Cup semi-final to recommence. I'd like to get everyone's thoughts on Arsene Wenger. He's now finally leaving Arsenal at the end of the season. Has he been a real punchbag over the last 5 years? Did he do things wrong? I mean, he's won 3 FA Cups, but there was a lot of unrest there. Maybe we were giving him a little bit too much disrespect, maybe. But let's not fault what he did. The Invincibles team. A lot of people say it was a myth. People like Adrian Durham, who knows nothing all about the game, he thought it was a myth. I thought it was terrific football. To go a whole season in the league undefeated was a great achievement. To win 7 FA Cups as well, that's a record in itself. When he brought the dietary regimes to the club, he was a great manager. And then obviously the last few years, the Emirates move, it just hasn't worked out really. But still a great manager though, and I think he should be applauded for that. Meanwhile, we're just waiting for the second half. Phil Neville obviously has been in trouble. Just looking at a clip with them, he got sent off. We're helping a player with cramp, a Welsh player. Well, at least we know absolutely none of us agrees with Adrian with me about Adrian Durham, but less about him. But Arsene Wenger, what a man he has done. 22 years in the game at one club. Only bettered, of course, in the Premier League era by, of course, the great Sir Alex Ferguson, who will be having a watching brief on this semi-final as Manchester United actually jug out for the second half. Level, thanks to a great equalising goal from Alexis Sanchez to make it 1-1. There's a lovely shot of the pitch from the blimp or the helicopter. Wembley on Cup final, semi-finals day or Cup final day, there's nothing to touch it. Spurs already out on the field, and we're all set to go in the second half. No changes that I can see have been made at half time by any of the two teams, so it's the same 11s as it was before. It's Tottenham in the white shirts, blue shorts and white stockings to get us underway, and they're going to attack the goal to our left. United in red shirts, white shorts, black stockings will go towards the right. So off we go then, Spurs. Getting some restarted and a long ball up towards Harry Kane on the far side. 1-1 is the score. Goal after 11 minutes from Dele Alli. Cancelled out by United after 24 from Alexis Sanchez. Offside against Harry Kane as the Spurs attack breaks down. The linesman on the far side making his quite perfectly clear. There were a few close calls in the first half for offsides. We do have VAR in operation, and we're just looking at the England manager Gareth Southgate there. He's got some big decisions to make, certainly about the goalkeeper situation. There's no brainer for me who should be number 1, and I'm biased, and I think it should be Nick Pope of Burnley. What a season he's had between the sticks. But David De Gea is the man. He's probably the best goalkeeper in the Premier League bar none, on actual course for the Premier League Golden Glove. But it's in the FA Cup we're discussing about here at the moment, and it's 1-1 as Valencia has it on the right hand side for Manchester United. Plays it back to Herrera, and then Herrera finds Smalling. Came from Fulham. Phil Jones came from Blackburn Rovers, and they were both signings by Sir Alex Ferguson. But Mourinho knows the importance of this result now. They need. I'm sure you said a few choice words. Some of the United player was a little bit poor. Tottenham certainly were the better side for the first sort of 15-20 minutes of the first half, and that's a loose one. And whoa! And I tell you what, if Sanchez had a slip there, that might have been trouble there for the Tottenham defence. I think it was just a slip there by Sanchez. There was no great appeal to United for a free kick, but it was a very lucky Tottenham at the moment. Here's Dyer now on the ball, plays it back to Vertonghen. Vertonghen with a bit of room to size up a pass, and he's found Moussa Dembele. Dembele now tries to beat Matic, does so okay. Now here's Dyer. Can Tottenham use the experience of missing out in the semi-final a year ago and use it to an advantage? We don't want history to repeat itself for an 8th time. They haven't won a semi-final in this competition since 1991. How they could do with a Paul Gascoigne of that era now. On a free kick on, and they're very sad they're attacking right now. Here's a chance now for Jesse Lingard to bring it away for United. He's had a quiet game from his own high standards, and then the ball out of play for a throw there. United rather wasting that, to be quite honest with you. So Pochettino knows his team should have done better to keep the lead, but it's still anybody's game to be won or lost. Remember, if it's still a draw after 90 minutes, we will go into extra time, so we may well be working overtime here tonight at Wembley as that ball comes into the penalty area. It comes out to the far side, and this is Trippier again trying to get down that side, and again Sanchez sticking close to him like glue. The cross back in there. It was a poor cross really by Eric Dyer, and it's come away now for United. United getting that one out. It's Sanchez getting it away back to goalkeeper Michel Vorm, who's prepared to Hugo Lloris in goal. Bold move from Pochettino, otherwise the team is very, very strong. United have put out the strongest 11. Mourinho said before the game at Bournemouth on Wednesday night, he said that the whole team squad were on trial. My goodness, they passed the trial with flying colours. Salting the Pogba, who's got his opportunity here today. Here's Dele Alli for Tottenham, who drew 1-1 on Tuesday night against Brighton at the Amex. And here comes Eric Dyer, and what a game this is going to be now. If you're going to comment on the game. Still, here's Lingard, and it's found Pogba, and then there's a little tangle there involving Dele Alli and Jesse Lingard, 2 England internationals. In fact, Dele Alli's the man who's got away with got the booking. Well, despite all that, he's shown good sportsmanship. Oof. It's a painful one there for Jesse Lingard. So Dele Alli now, the goal scorer for Tottenham, goes into the referee's notepad. 1-1 is the score. We're coming up towards 5 minutes of the second half gone. It's actually been quite a quiet start to the second half in comparison to the first, possibly. Here's Jesse Lingard. Looks like he's recovering from that little knock he took there from Dele Alli, and he's turned nicely there, pirouetted nicely on the far side. Again, he's been brought down, and a free kick again to Manchester United. Jan Vertonghen this time the guilty party. United wanted to get on with it quickly, but they're not being allowed to by the referee. Well, I just think that was a little shoulder charge. I think the referee could have erred on the side of caution now a little bit. I'm saying that I was in the wrong by any means, but I just think Vertonghen was just standing his ground, but it's a free kick to Manchester United regardless. Here comes the free kick from Sanchez into towards the penalty area. Lukaku was waiting, but I think there was an infringement inside the penalty area spotted by Mr. Taylor, the referee, and a free kick to Tottenham Hotspur. 5 minutes of the second half gone here at Wembley Stadium. And the JB Claret YouTube channel. Tomorrow, hopefully, all being well, as we see Sir Alex Ferguson now. He came back in 1986 with a possibility. His aim was to at least sort of equal Sir Matt Busby's record. He's not just equalled it, he's surpassed it. It's so much so that every United manager from now on in is going to be measured not just on Sir Matt's achievements in the 60s and early 70s, but Sir Alex Ferguson's 26 years. He's won so many titles, 3 European Cups. The man is just a genius. Even if he did need a little helping hand with Fergie time now and then, but he's still a great manager and still a great man motivator. Here's Eriksen now for Tottenham, midway deep inside the United half, but again away, and it's now once more with Pogba for Pogba United, and it's Valencia now to Lukaku just coming up towards the right a little bit. Lingard has now got into the centre, I've noticed. Here's Matic now playing that ball to the far side. Now then Sanchez, good skills there, great skills by the Chilean international. Just plays the ball a little bit behind Lukaku, but Lukaku wins the ball here. And again, Sanchez chips that in there to us. Oh, no, they're appealing for a penalty. Lingard thought he was fouled. He's not going to get the penalty here. Please comment on the game, not give live links. Please don't give live links. We're getting fed up of these links being brandished about on these comment section. Anyway, back to the game. You want to comment properly. Here's Dembele now. This is audio commentary. We're not allowed to stream it because we're under FA guidelines. If you're going to show match footage, you're going to be blacklisted on YouTube by the FA. You can do that as much as you want, but it's back with the game. You're trying to take viewers away from, you're trying to take listeners away from me. I don't like that. That's advertising in my book. I never asked you to advertise. Anyway, back with the game. It's 1-1 here at Wembley Stadium. It's been a marvellous match so far. No doubt about that. And all these comments will be removed now. I'm very much fed up of these. We don't need to be spending time reporting to these. I will take I'm fed up of having to report people, but if you're going to put comments and string things like that on, please don't bother, okay? We're not here to do that. We're here to do the football. Back with the game live. It's 1-1. You've not missed anything at the moment. It's just a frustration when you're trying to do a service for everyone, and now people are trying to ruin that enjoyment for you. As Trippier goes forward into the penalty area, Ali was there too, and he just couldn't get it out from under his feet. Pogba brings it away for United. Here comes Lukaku over the halfway line, but a good tackle there by Eric Dyer, showing why he's so good as the anchor man in that Tottenham Hotspur team. Still 1-1 here at Wembley. Earlier today in the Premier League, it finished Liverpool 2. It finished Liverpool 2. Liverpool 2, West Bromwich Albion 2 at the Hawthorns, and Crystal Palace and Watford finished 0-0. And here comes Pogba to Lingard. Lingard over to the far side. This is the first of the semi-finals. Tomorrow it's Southampton up against Chelsea. Here's Pogba now for Manchester United. Spreads it out to the right-hand side. This is Antonio Valencia now. Valencia with a bit of space to work into. Finds Sanchez. Gets it back once again. So now Herrera takes charge. And back to Valencia once again. Now Pogba. And now Herrera down the near side. Gets the crossing. It's a low one. Lingard tries to knock it goalwards, and almost turned it into a pass for Sanchez at the far side, and almost turned out to be a very fortunate, but would have been a good, well-worked United goal. But at the other end, we've got Dele Alli breaking, but so too was Phil Jones covering across there, doing some good defensive work. It's a good semi-final, this. Just slow down. It's in terms of goal mouth activity is concerned, as compared to the first 10 minutes of the first. But still, plenty of good football being played. This is Son. There's not as much joy on this near side as he would have liked, and certainly he did in the first. Dembele now spread it out to the far side, and this is where Trippier is at his most dangerous. A lovely ball forward, and Eriksen's stolen in. Eriksen with a good cross across the face, but no one gambling inside the 6-yard box. Dele Alli was closest to it, but it was a good 2 or 3 metres away from the ball. But a lovely ball again. This time Trippier played a lovely little dink ball forward down the right hand side. Good crossing for the right as he got to the ball there from Eriksen, but as I said, nobody really gambling enough to get inside that 6-yard area. It would have needed a miracle really to finish that off. Eriksen there proving once again that United defence is hardly watertight. It hasn't been too watertight this season. It's not. If it wasn't for the heroics of David De Gea, United might have kept less clean sheets than what they've already had this season. Still 1-1. Coming up towards, in fact, we're at the 57th minute mark of this semi-final. What a semi-final it has been. This is Dembele now for Tottenham. Infield to Eriksen. Now Ali takes it in there. Harry Kane, first touch of control. Kane gets the shot deflected and wide. Corner to Tottenham. But the expectancy rises when Harry Kane gets into that penalty area. First touch a little heavy, but Smalling stood up to it very well. Corner to Tottenham. Ben Davies to take. Far near side, sorry. Will be his left foot. 57.5 minutes of this semi-final gone. There's no further scoring. We have extra time. Into the penalty area it goes. Neither side will want extra time at this stage of the season. Here's Davis back to Harry Kane. Kane turning nicely, then slips on the turf here at Wembley. And now Manchester United have a chance to break here. And now this could be problems. He's Pogba now over the halfway line. He's drifted out to the far side. Vertonghen now running right at him, and still Pogba going. And what a good tackle that is. Terrific tackle there from Trippier, showing why he was so disciplined, why he was brought up on good discipline at Burnley under Sean Dyche. Fantastic defending. Really good bit of defending there from Trippier. But it's got the crowd buzzing this semi-final. It's been an absolute classic semi-final. Although the second half has nowhere been as good as the first in terms of goal mouth quality, the second half has just been just as good for the football. That's been good to watch over the first, as we come up towards a quarter of an hour of the second half gone. But it's a free kick to Manchester United. Eriksen just asking the referee why. But it's a free kick here in a very dangerous position, just right on the touchline. And it's Alexis Sanchez to take the far touchline. It's going to be whipped in right footed. And he whips it in towards the penalty area. It's a poor ball, and in the end it was hacked away by Ali. It will be a throw into Manchester United on the far side, level with the penalty area of Tottenham Hotspurs. Going up towards an hour gone here in the semi-final. If it's level after 90 minutes, we will have 30 minutes more of extra time. This semi-final really building up to a real crescendo here at Wembley this afternoon. Who's going to have the bottle to win this semi-final? Trippier to take the throw-in for Tottenham Hotspur. 1-1 is the score. And what a season this has been in the FA Cup. We've covered some real classics here. The 2-2 Rochdale Spurs game was an absolute thriller. The Nottingham Forest Arsenal game, 6 goals in that one. And a contender for the goal of the tournament from Eric Lehigh, who got 2 goals that day. And then of course in the last round we saw Chelsea against Leicester, and that was an absolute classic as well. And here's Son now for Tottenham. He can't get it out from under his feet. It's always a tough test, this FA Cup. It's a proper. And Omar says, thank you very much, sir, for the audio stream. No problem, Omar. I'm glad that you're enjoying the game. And we're bringing it to you live. We'll be bringing you a Clarence match live tomorrow, hopefully, all being well, from Stoke. As Stoke take on Burnley, as Burnley look to cement 7th spot. And of course they'll have, shortly after that match, there'll be all eyes on Southampton against Chelsea tomorrow. If Chelsea win and Burnley stay 7th from now until the end of the season, they're playing Europa League football next season. And what an achievement that could be. Here's, back in this semi-final, we've got Eriksen on the ball on the far side. Back to Trippier. Trippier now digging the ball in. And a lovely ball there to Son. Son controls it well, and then Herrera's coolly heads it back to his goalkeeper David De Gea. And at the moment it's a little bit cagey. Both teams don't really want to lose it. They want to try and win it, of course, but mistakes can be costly in these big semi-finals. Here's Sanchez over on the far side. Sanchez checks well. Lukaku's first touch was a little bit let down, but it might come here for United. A goal from 25 yards, just 20 yards out actually from Herrera with his right foot. And Manchester United are in front for the first time in the semi-final. A goal from absolutely nothing perhaps, but United will not care one jot. They're in the lead at Wembley, and as things stand here, they're half an hour just under away from an FA Cup final berth. What a superb strike from Andrew Herrera, who's actually been United's best player by none. Good persistence here from Alexis Sanchez, holding off Trippier, who's a very tricky customer, and then a first time right-footed drive. Fulham could not have seen it until very, very late. It goes right through him there. What a superb strike. You see, he doesn't see it until late here because it goes through Ben Davies's legs, which makes it awkward for the keeper, but it's a terrific right-footed drive from Herrera. That's a terrific goal for Manchester United. And Spurs, who have used up a lot of lives in this cup run so far this season, is it going to be one life too many? They've been like a cat throughout this cup run. They were struggling against Newport, they were struggling against Rochdale, and won them both after replays. There's the 9 lives about to be up in this year's FA Cup competition as it more semi-final heartbreak for Tottenham Hotspur. Manchester United 2, Tottenham 1, and you've got to give United credit. Turning the game right around here when Spurs made that lightning fast start. That was a super goal. We've got to go up there for one of the goals of the tournament from Andrew Herrera. It's now Tottenham's turn to come out now, and they have to try and throw as many men forward as they possibly can. They haven't really been at their fluent best in the second half, but United's blanket defence has really enabled them to snuff out any breaks the Spurs have got, but they've still got quality. There's still people that come off the bench. Both teams have got very good benches as well to choose from, so this is not far from any. It's far from concluded yet. Spurs can still get back into this. They've played well enough on the day, but sometimes in the FA Cup it's all about how it goes on the day. Sometimes they bounce up a ball, and he just bounced Herrera's way on the goal there, and that's what cup football is all about. You can be better than them, you can outplay United in a league game, but in the end United are showing why they are a superb side again. And here's Lukaku on the break into the penalty area. Lukaku shoots, deflected, and it's just wide of the near post, and that's surely going to be a Manchester United corner. Lukaku's claiming it, and I think he's going to get it. But once again, Paul Pogba, this is more like why Manchester United paid that ridiculous amount of money for him. £89 million was it? Gets a clear deflection of Jan Vertonghen. In fact, he's given a goal kick, Anthony Taylor, and it's Flickery. That should have been a corner to Manchester United. Still 2-1 to United. We've got about 25 minutes plus stoppage time to go. It can still go either way. Spurs are not out of this by any stretch of the imagination. Here's Trippier now. That's not one of his better crosses, and that would have asked a lot of Harry Kane in all fairness to him. Well, Pochettino's men crashed out at the last 16 in the Champions League here. There's Sir Bobby Charlton. And a football connoisseur like him would have enjoyed a goal like this. Whack. Just inside the area actually when he struck it with his right foot, but still a very good shot. And a marvellous goal for Manchester United. Vaughan could never have seen it until very, very late. There's no doubt about that. But it's the Mancunians who are leading the Cockneys by 2-1, and here goes Harry Kane, a proper true Cockney himself, a Spurs man through and through. But at the moment, is it going to be another case of broken semi-final dreams for Tottenham? In the years since, they've lost to Arsenal twice in semi-finals, they've lost to Everton, they've lost to Portsmouth, they've lost to Chelsea, and now they're losing to Manchester United. Lost to Newcastle, of course, in 1999 in a semi-final that was, to be fair, better best forgotten until 2 goals in extra time from Alan Shearer. As the ball is slid through, but again, Spurs just don't have the way with it at the moment, and that's the problem really. Now that's going to be a significant change. Spurs obviously having to make changes now. They have to go forward to try and get back into this semi-final. But there's no doubt United's quality on the day. In big games, they tend to turn it on a bit, United, and they are a good team. When it's an occasion like this, they do always do an occasion like this justice. They deserve the lead. They've been a little bit more better than Spurs, certainly attacking wise in this second half. There's no doubt about that. Here's Dembele now for Spurs. He must hit back straight away. And that's a foul on Son by Jesse Lingard. Free kick to Tottenham now, midway inside the United half. Showing now an opportunity must be arising now. We're halfway through the second half, remember, and here comes the substitution. Ben Davies is coming off. Lucas is going to come on for Tottenham. So there's the first substitution. If you're wondering why I'm pausing a little bit there, I do have a bit of a cold, so my nose is a little bit runny, but we are back live now with the action. As Ali plays it in, 1-2 there from the free kick. Ali towards the far side now. Trippier, who I so want to see in a cup final because he's been a terrific professional, certainly in his time at Burnley. He's been schooled brilliantly well by Sean Dyche, and it's a throw now to Tottenham, who are now 22 minutes away from another semi-final heartbreak. They haven't won a semi-final, remember, since 1991 and Paul Gascoigne and Gary Lineker's heroics. And here comes Lucas into the action immediately, but he's also caught up on there by two United players who have won the free kick, and Sanchez is claiming his shirt was pulled, and there's a little bit of a free-for-all going on here, and referee Taylor with some sorting out to do here. Dembele involved, Ericsson involved. It may have been Dembele actually rather than Lucas. Mourinho, as we just look at the replay, please, 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 no more link streaming. It's doing my head in. Otherwise we will have to suspend the live chats, and we don't want to do that. Meanwhile, back in the game, we've got Sanchez down on the ground. He's complaining about something. It's all happening here at Wembley. There was a little bit of a free-for-all there, and I don't think there was any yellow cards shown. Not as far as I was concerned. Anyway, back with the action now, and it's a free kick to Man United. 20 minutes left to go. Can United find a way through, or can Spurs, or can United hold on even? They found a way through twice, and it's back with form. Was the decision to play forward instead of Luis a bad one now from Mauricio Pochettino? Doesn't look as if the gamble's paid off at the moment, unless Spurs can get themselves back into this. They started with all the big guns, and this is where United could really pick them off, because they've got big games to come off the bench. You've got Rashford, you've got Martial, and the players who can change a game in a blink of an eye, and those two certainly are capable of doing that. But it's Manchester United 2, Tottenham Hotspur 1, and that's a foul by Spurs, and it just frustrates even more. Daniel Levy is in the director's box, or the royal box on this occasion, the Tottenham chairman. It's obviously like a director's box, him sitting in there all season. But it doesn't look as if Spurs are going to get that Wembley Cup final wish they've been so desperately wanting since 1991. Remember, as I said, they're roller shaming semi-finals. They've lost to Arsenal twice. They've lost to Newcastle. They've lost to Chelsea. They've lost to Portsmouth amongst other teams. And their record in semi-finals just hasn't been brilliant. I'm just saying they've not won since 91. Meanwhile, Ashley Young was booked. I think that was in Ferrari that was going on. You've 20 minutes to put up your JB man of the match. I'll be making my feelings, and Russ is on. Hello, Russ. And I know he's been at Ellen Road today watching Leeds. I'm sure he'll keep us up to date with what's been happening in the Championship if he wouldn't mind doing that for me today. I've got my hands tied with this superb FA Cup semi-final that has been taking place from the moment the game kicked off. A superb semi-final, a commentator's dream if you like, and a lovely ball down the middle from Pogba into the path of Lukaku into the area, and a good shot there from Lukaku with his left foot just to the left of the penalty spot, but again this time Lloris pats it down and grabs it at the second attempt. Now they're belly over the halfway line for Spurs. They're breaking forward rather quickly. Still Spurs have it. Eriksen, who was pulling the strings so much in the first half, hasn't been allowed to have that freedom that he had in the first half when Spurs for the first 23 minutes was so dominant. They haven't been so dominant since that United equaliser. United have really hung on in there and have really gone on top of this semi-final. Now they will park, as Jose Mourinho will say, the proverbial bus. The shot comes in, and it's not gone in. No, I think it's at the side netting from Eriksen. It was something like 30 yards out. He's hit it with his left foot, and he's hit it just wide of the target. It was a terrific try, and he actually comes off the water bottle. These goals go wide in the end. I was a little bit confused whether that, again, I didn't see the net ripple. I thought it was the equaliser. You just see there, it is missing, but it hits De Gea's water bottle and then ricochets into the side netting. And that is what caught everyone otherwise, including this commentator here. But it is a goal kick to Tottenham. It's not the equaliser. It's still 2-1 to Manchester United. And good value for their lead, I have to say. Here's Son now for Spurs. He must go for it now. Less than 20 minutes to go. 73 and a minutes gone. Tottenham trailing 2-1 to Manchester United. On the verge of losing their 8th successive FA Cup semi-final. Haven't won one since Gaz's heroics in 91. Now, could it be 8th time unlucky for Tottenham in the semi-finals? Maybe they need the year ending in one maybe to come before they strike it lucky once again, Spurs. Remember, they won the cup in 61, 8, 71 and 8. Won cups in 61, 8, 71, the League Cup, and 81 in the FA Cup. Maybe the year ending in one is still maybe lucky today, as it always been for Spurs. Here's Alexis Sanchez playing that ball in there. He almost found Lukaku. Sanchez has really had a good game, and that experience that Sanchez has had in winning semi-finals and finals in this competition has really helped and benefited Manchester United. It was a big call from Mourinho. He could have rested him, but he said, I'm going with Sanchez. I made my mind up. There's still Rashford and as well, but here's Sanchez now on the edge of the area, back to Lukaku once again. Now once more Valencia takes charge. United now keep possession. Pogba trying a shot with his right foot and palmed away by Lloris. I'm not sure whether that was on target for Pogba, but he hit that with some ferocity, and it was a good save by not by Lloris, sorry, Michel Vorm I should say, not Lloris. That's a very good save from Vorm. It wasn't going in actually from the Frenchman Pogba. As I say, he struck that with his right foot with some ferocity, and I think that was a good ball as that corner comes in, and it's over the top. United are claiming a penalty here. Smalling thinks it should have been a penalty, but the referee's not for budging on that one. Quarter of an hour left in this FA Cup semi-final. Spurs need to score to stay in it. Maybe force extra half an hour. It has to be decided on the day. Whether through 90 minutes extra time, maybe even penalties. There are 3 possibilities, still a possibility. If Spurs can equalise in the time that remains and there's no further scoring, we will have half an hour more. And it's not beyond the realms of possibility. Now Son, who's had little joy on that left-hand side. Can he get some joy in the final 15 minutes? Can Spurs save their season? Certainly in terms of trying to win some silverware. They haven't won anything since 2008. Remember when Jonathan Woodgate scored a winning goal here for Chelsea in a League Cup final. Here's Trippier now for Tottenham. Trippier checks back, sees Eriksen in a bit of space. Eriksen digs the ball in there towards the penalty area, and for one moment I thought Ali had got in there. Still alive with Vertonghen. Now a chance here for Lucas. Lucas checks back inside, finds Eriksen. Eriksen now tackled beautifully by Pogba, but Eriksen wins the ball back. Son inside the penalty area. Son just Forced out to the far side. Now Trippier measures up a good cross. Harry Kane's almost there with a header. And United are making a ducks dinner again in the way. It's going to come back at them again. Spurs keeping possession. I'll read out all the scores for you from the Championship when we get a break in play because Lucas is through. And then the ball runs away. Valencia should clear it. He's been bundled off surely there by Dele Alli. Ali now is going to be penalised surely. No, has he got the free kick here? Is it? Oh, I don't know. I think Valencia is the man who's been fouled. Now, what happened here? It was a bit of a coming together. There's some extraordinary scorelines to bring you. From already from the Championship. And the news of a relegation as well, which may surprise a few as the substitution comes in, Dembele and Wanyama. So Victor Wanyama with an opportunity. Dembele, well, he did a free kick to Tottenham after all that. Valencia was injured. We will bring you those scores as soon as we get opportunities. But I can tell you that Birmingham beat Sheffield United 2-1. Wolves won 4-0 against Bolton. Brentford 2, QPR 1. Bristol City 5-5. What a game that was down at Ashton Gate. Cardiff and Forest kick off at 7:45 as that ball comes into the monster penalty area. Back out towards Vertonghen, who hooks it well over the top for into United fans for a goal kick. So Cardiff against Forest 7:45 kick off. Derby 1, Middlesbrough 2. Derby's playoff hopes faltering. Now Preston were held to a 0-0 draw against Alex Neil's. Preston were held to a 0-0 draw by his former club Norwich. Sheffield Wednesday comfortable winners over Reading, who are right still in the thick of it. But big news at the Stadium of Light. More misery for Sunderland. They were beaten at home 2-1 by Burton, and Sunderland are the first team that have been relegated from the Championship. What is going on at that football club? Sunderland. Also Ipswich 0, Villa 4, and Leeds, as you saw, as Russ saw, beat Barnsley 2-1 in the Paul Higginbottom derby. So Paul Higginbottom got one on his former club, and maybe well relegate Barnsley along with it. Looks like Birmingham are going to be safe as well, having won their match earlier today against Sheffield United, who after a promising start have faded away at the last. So the Championship has certainly had a lot of twists and turns to it today. There's still Cardiff to come. I sincerely hope Forest cause an upset in that one. I don't want Neil Warnock to go up for obvious reasons. Meanwhile, Valencia can't continue. It doesn't look as if, but he's played really well today. And I've got to say, Manchester United have really performed terrifically well. Ashley Young will take the captaincy now. And it's all Rangers now at the last 11 minutes post stoppage time. He's had a good game today, Valencia. I really have enjoyed watching him today. He's done really well. And now he'll get a little bit of treatment as well, the United captain. As De Gea takes the goal kick. Missing absolutely nothing at the moment. 10 minutes to play, and the ball should get back to De Gea, and does. Some couple of promotion as well to bring you news to bring you up to date. We're going to back in league, back in the Championship after 1 year back. And Luton have joined Accrington in League 1 next season. That's a foul there on Jesse Lingard. Frustration coming out now for Tottenham. A yellow card given. Eric Dyer, foul on his England colleague. Not been Tottenham's day yet. I think Lingard will be feeling a few sore. Both heels in the morning. It was a horrible tackle. It wasn't the best there on Jesse Lingard. Free kick to Manchester United. Dyer now goes into the referee's notebook, and once again Spurs with it all to do. United have a free kick. They've not brought too many people up. You'd expect that. Lingard limping a bit there. Poor kid. He's played his part today, there's no doubt about that. Free kick as Sanchez takes it in towards the penalty area. I don't know the player, it might have been McTominay who came on there for Valencia. I'm hoping one of my astute listeners saw it on the television and brought that to me. Meanwhile the another change is about to happen for Manchester United, and it's going to be Marcus Rashford to replace Jesse Lingard. And Jesse Lingard really has played well today. You can't deny the lad that that is superb. He's had a superb match, and there's no doubt at all that he deserves his standing ovation from the Manchester United followers. We're just going to confirm that substitution for that first substitution. We no doubt that the other substitution is happening right now. That it's like for like. Off comes Lingard, on comes Marcus Rashford, and in fact. It wasn't. In fact, it was Darmian who knocked McTominay who came on. In fact, McTominay isn't in the 18, so I should have noticed that really. So it is Darmian that's come on. So there we go. Meanwhile, we're back in play with Rashford on, and now Spurs on the attack now with Dele Alli. Alli now gets it forward now. It's all or nothing now for Tottenham. They've got 7 minutes plus stoppage time to save their FA Cup skins. Here comes the shot from Eriksen. It's a very tame left-footed shot into the arms of David De Gea. And Russ actually has done commentary today. He's done the hospital radio stint with the Paul Egginbottom derby, and I'm sure he will have been delighted. I wonder if he'll make his commentary available on his YouTube channel. If you've got some commentary feed of it, we'd like to hear you in action, Russ. So make it available to us. Meanwhile, Eric Dyer concedes the corner, and Manchester United now can take as much time as they dare to. Obviously, the referee will be checking his watch there. Just checking his watch. Come on, no more time wasting. I will add on seconds at the end. United, unsurprisingly, haven't brought too many men forward. Sanchez to take the corner from the right hand side. So Sanchez whips that corner into the penalty area. Comes back out once more. Now Rashford has a chance here to run at the defenders. Fresh legs from the bench. He's a top quality player. Been a top professional for the last 2 years. Should have had more chances, I think, in the United setup. Louis van Gaal gave him a chance. United almost there, 6 minutes away from another cup final. They won the cup back in 2016, remember. 2-1 over Crystal Palace, who at that precise moment looked odds on to win it. They had to come back from that one as well. It was the last game in charge for Louis van Gaal, and he left United with a major piece of silverware. Here's Ali now for Tottenham. To Eriksen. To Wanyama. It's all hands on deck now. They must push everybody forward now. Spurs have to push people forward. United are inevitably going to park the proverbial bus at the, in defence, but they also have a lightning pass talisman in Rashford, and he's not won the free kick. It's a throw into Tottenham midway inside. In fact, it is I think it's a yellow card for simulation, I think, to Marcus Rashford. Was it simulation? Let's have a look at it again. I'm just looking at it on the replays coming through. Well, he loses his balance. I don't think that you can't call that a dive or a simulation in any way, shape or form. I think he's just lost his balance. I think that's a harsh yellow card there to the young kid who's only just come on. I think Anthony Taylor there was a little bit too gun-ho with his yellow card there. Sonny's had a good game, but it might be in vain. Eric Lamela now is the last throw of the Tottenham dice. They haven't got much time now to save their skins. They have to go for it now in the remaining time that remains. Here's a chance now for Eriksen. Eriksen midway inside the half. He knocks it in there towards the back post. Still a chance in there, but it's away by Herrera, who's had a superb match and may well cap it off with the winning goal. If it turns out to be the winning goal, of course. Spurs may still have a say in this. Here's Dele Alli now to Lucas. Lucas 25 yards to go. Lucas shoots over the top. Goal kick to Manchester United. More frustration for Tottenham Hotspur. 4 minutes to go in this semi-final. And Russ has said, I've just asked my boss at the hospital radio if I can, but I'm not allowed to apparently, so it doesn't matter, Russ. Would have been nice to hear you in action, but if he says if the powers that be can't let you, then that's entirely their decision, Russ. We just have to abide by it. But I'm sure you've heard me in full flight in the last 10 minutes since you've been listening. What a superb exhibition of terrific semi-finals, and I only hope the semi-final tomorrow can live up to all the expectations. I know as a Burnley fan I'll be secretly wanting Chelsea to win rather than Southampton, because let's be fair, if Southampton lose and Chelsea go through, Burnley, if they keep in 7th place from now to the end of the season, and it's mathematically assured, they're playing Europa League next season. And Burnley have got a game against Stoke, and I hope you can, well, hopefully we can bring you that live for you tomorrow. I'll let you know tomorrow morning about the possibilities of doing that game for you. Meanwhile, here in the semi-final, there's still 3 minutes to run. Here's daylayed. They need to equalise in those next 3 minutes for stoppage time, otherwise it's all over for Tottenham. Trippier now to Ali, whose goal put Spurs in front, and they were looking rampant in the first 23 minutes of this match. Now Vertonghen on the left hand side. Vertonghen, the centre back, still doing well, and he's been brought down. He was wrestled to the ground. Surely a free kick to Tottenham. Has to be a free kick to Tottenham. The referee has given it against Alexis Sanchez, who got the equaliser, of course, after 24 minutes. This is what happened. Clearly pulling his shirt. He has more than a fistful of shirt there, Sanchez. It was a silly foul to give away. Could it cost United? If Spurs were to equalise and there was no further scoring in the time that remains, we would have extra time. Lamela with the free kick. Can Tottenham save themselves? They were on the verge of elimination twice earlier on this season. Here comes the corner in there, free kick in there, and it's over the top from Wanyama and a goal kick. They were on the cusp of going out at Newport in round 4. They were on the cusp of going out at Rochdale in round 5, and they came through those. But maybe they used up all their luck in those two earlier rounds, maybe. Just under 1 minute 20 to play. Alexis Sanchez has been voted the television man of the match. I have to say there was much more deserving winners of that. I don't know who's picked the man of the match, but I have to say it's a bad decision. I know Sanchez has played well, but not well enough to be man of the match in my opinion. I'm going to choose my own man of the match. I'm actually going to go for Ander Herrera. I think he's had the most influence, certainly in the second half, and he's shot from just inside the area that might just win the game for United was an unstoppable piece of pure genius. I think my man of the match is going to go to Ander Herrera, and I don't think there could be too many arguments about my decision. I think he's been a much more deserving winner of the man of the match award than Alexis Sanchez has been. Here's Eriksen though, who Spurs with just 20 odd minutes looks as if he could be in the running for the man of the match award. But here's a chance now inside the penalty area, and here comes David De Gea. Wanyama trying to flick it back across the goal mouth, but it's just not happening for Spurs now. We're in the last 15 seconds of normal time. Kevin Friend of Lancashire will be poised with his board to signify how long we're going to have more. We've got 5 seconds of normal time left. Spurs so close to being on the cusp of losing out in the semi-final for the 8th successive time. We have a 500 minutes. 500 minutes, still time left in this semi-final for Tottenham. They only need a chance. They can surely make one chance in the next 5 minutes, and if they take that chance, we go to extra time. It's still Manchester United still leading 2-1, and here they come now with Lamela now forward. This is really going to be the last row. Spurs might as well throw the whole lot at this. Here's Lucas now for Spurs. In towards Lamela. Touch back to Wanyama. Now Vertonghen on the near side. Manchester crossing. United doing well again. Smalling and Jones have had terrific games at the back today. Really been impressed with the two centre halves for United. They've really had big games today. Now then. Oh, that's a poor ball from Vertonghen. It wasn't measured properly. And now here comes a chance now for Rashford now. He's 1-1 against Dyer, his England colleague. It's Marcus Rashford for United, and Eric Dyer slid into perfection and has saved Tottenham from even further embarrassment. Oh my word, Rashford just needed to keep his composure there for just a second. We've played a minute of the 5. Here comes Eric Dyer, who made that goal-saving tackle just 10 seconds prior. Here's Lucas midway inside the United half. What a semi-final this has been played. It's been played at breakneck speed. Here's a chance now for Trippier. They might as well go for it now. It's all or nothing now. Sanchez has now gone forward. Here's an opportunity now for Lucas. They've got the talent there. Can they break United down? We're nearly at the 2-minute mark of the 5. Here's Dele Alli to Sanchez, to Lucas rather. Lucas checks back. United have got probably all 11 men back behind the ball now. Into the penalty area it goes, and again United unconventionally get it away. And here comes Sanchez, whose equalising goal put United back in business after trailing to a terrific goal scored by Dele Alli. That looked as if, at that point, looked as if Tottenham were going to really coast this semi-final. They were walking it at one point, but it's not to be. We've played 2 minutes just over of the 5. There's an injury here, and it may well be Alexis Sanchez who's spinning the walls, quite frankly, here today. Mourinho telling him, get up. But United are nearly there now. What a game. What a fantastic game. And JB on BBC, well, it's been 2 weeks since I've been live doing the commentary. Obviously, I've been elsewhere, seeing friends and family in Oldham and things like that. We've got new subscribers. It's been unbelievable. And what a picture! If you're seeing this on television, what a beautiful picture from above Wembley Stadium. So Alex Ferguson checking his iPhone there. His wife Kathy next to him. Just 2 minutes stand between Manchester United and a place in the FA Cup final. Son, who's worked his socks off today, and may have worked them off in vain. And all that may be left now for Tottenham now, unless they can find an equaliser in the next 90 seconds, is to make sure they gain a Champions League spot for next season, because they did themselves justice in the first 20 odd minutes in the first half. But in the second half, United really showed their class and quality. Still might come for Tottenham as Kane gets onto the end of the loose ball. Still an opportunity here as Eriksen keeps possession. I'm getting rave reviews as well. Here's a chance now for Wanyama. Can hit them from there. Wanyama shoots, deflects away, but it's back to Wanyama once again. Dele Alli, whose goal put Spurs in front a long time ago now. Eriksen with a ball in United. Blanket defence now. 1 minute, 50 seconds and the toughest minimum of 5. And out comes Baum, and he's lost out to Lukaku. But then, good defending there. Good play there from Sanchez. He was back there as well, helping out his goalkeeper. Now Dele Alli, they need to get it pumped forward. He's over the halfway line. It's all in the United half at the moment. 30 seconds of stoppage time remaining. Here's Kane. I think he's found his man. That's going to be it for Tottenham. That's going to be it. It's going to be Manchester United's FA Cup semi-final. And Jones and Smalling have had a superb game. They've played absolutely superb. Spurs have played their part in a terrific semi-final, but at the end, that extra quality, that extra bit of fortune has favoured Manchester United. They're going to bring on Marian Fellaini now. They've played 5 minutes, so Fellaini's just going to get a few seconds on this hallowed Wembley turf. Alexis Sanchez got the equaliser, cancelled out the early strike for Dele Alli after 24 minutes. But what a second half it has been, and what an impact he's had in this semi-final. I talk about experience in a semi-final. Earlier today in the Premier League, West Brom 2, Liverpool 2. West Brom not exactly still fighting, mathematically at least, to stay in it. And Watford and Palace drew 0-0. We're now 40 seconds over the 5 minutes, showing there can't be much more time left. As Darren De Gea now hits it with his right foot all the way over the halfway line. Anthony Taylor now will have to check his watch. He's checked his watch the first time. Harry Kane will not give up the ghost for Tottenham. But it's Smalling hushing it back to his keeper. Surely that must be it now. A long ball forward. Still, we play on here at Wembley. We played 1 minute over. And Vorm has to get on with it straight away. Vorm will hit it a long way up the field now. Anthony Taylor looks at his watch a second time. Still comes to Ericsson. Seconds remaining in this semi-final, and that's a poor ball from Ericsson, and that should be that. Manchester United now, barring accidents, are in the FA Cup final, and all eyes now are on referee Anthony Taylor of Wetenshaw of Lancashire, because he's had a superb match, I have to say, Anthony Taylor. The only one forward I can tell you that is the Rashford booking for what was perceived to be simulation when he just lost his balance. Mourinho's still not happy with his team, and nearly there now. One big kick, and that should be that. The referee checks his watch, and there goes the full-time whistle. Manchester United are in the FA Cup final, and Tottenham's Rock has finally run out this season in the FA Cup. They used up a lot of lives in earlier rounds against Newport and against Rochdale in previous rounds. It wasn't to be for them. It's 8th time unlucky for Tottenham, but for Manchester United, they came back from the dead. They looked dead and buried when Dele Alli put Spurs ahead, and it looked as if it was going to be a one-team match. It looked as if there was only going to be one winner, and that was Spurs. They were playing so well for the first 22 minutes, but then a brilliant cross from Paul Pogba in the 24th minute led to a goal for Alexis Sanchez, and then in the second half, a superb 20-yard low daisy cutted right-footed shot from Alexis Sanchez has just won the game. See you later, Russ. Enjoy yourself. United go to the FA Cup final. We'll get some reaction before we leave you tonight here. But what a day. What a semi-final. And I tell you what, if tomorrow's semi-final between Chelsea and Southampton lives up to the billing, then I think the FA have still got a very good product 147 years on for when the Wanderers and the Royal Engineers first played in the FA Cup final. There's Joe Glazier, one of the owners there. Good to see some of the Glaziers around. But it's Manchester United are going back to Wembley to play neither Chelsea or Southampton in the FA Cup final. We'll get reaction before we leave you tonight. Thank you all, Mark. Thank you very much. We're getting the hashtags now. Get them all out on Twitter. Hashtag JB for the BBC. Fantastic. Or ITV or BT or whatever. Fantastic performance. And here's the match winner, Andre Herrera.
What looked like a very tough performance,
Yeah, really happy, of course, for the goal, for the victory, because we are in another final. We are getting used to being the finals, which is very good, because this club is about titles and playing finals, so we are very happy. But you know, against Tottenham, until the last minute, until the last second, the centre backs, they did an amazing job, so we are very happy.
To come back from a losing position yet again, what did Jose Mourinho say at half-time?
I think to play our game plan, to know what we came here to do, and that we turn up in big games, and I think we've shown that we turn up in these big games recently.
Thanks, guys. Congratulations.
Well, there we are. This is the winning goal. It came from a kick forward here from David De Gea. Now watch Dembele. I think he's caught ball watching here. Now watch the way Herrera comes from absolutely nowhere. Sanchez holds it up well. Good little touch there, and what about that for a shot? 20-yard daisy cutter with his right foot on Herrera. That's won them the game. We hope to hear from Jose Mourinho and a Michel Pochettino at the end. But what a day we've had in the football. Sunderland relegated to League One. Wigan promoted to the Championship. Luton up with alongside Accrington Stanley into League One next season. It's been a great day. Liverpool drew 2-2 and say prepare for a big night in midweek against Roma in the European semi-finals. We're just waiting to hear from more people. I think we can hear from I think there's going to be another interview coming right up. I think we hope to. No, I don't think there's going to be any more interviews, but there we are. I think that's it. But thank you very much indeed. What a game, what a semi-final, and one of the best semi-finals we've seen for a long, long time. Absolutely superb, fantastic performance, and Manchester United through to the FA Cup final, where they'll play neither Chelsea or Southampton who face off tomorrow. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow for hopefully for Stoke against Burnley. We'll let you know nearer the time whether that will go ahead. If not live, it will be on a delayed commentary stream, but either way you'll hear that game tomorrow. But as for this semi-final, what a semi-final it has been, and what a semi-final that lies in prospect tomorrow between Southampton and Chelsea. And a lot of Burnley interest will be in that game as well, because if Chelsea were to win, Burnley, staying where they are now, will be in the Europa League next season. My word, what a day that could be if Burnley beat Stoke and Chelsea beat Southampton. We will be in Europe next season. My goodness, as a Burnley fan, if you'd have said that at the start of the season, I would have laughed in your face. But here we are now. It's almost reality. But what is reality is more semi-final heartbreak with Spurs. They let through Dele Alli's goal in the 11th minute. But then 14 minutes later, Alexis Sanchez with a header at the back post after some good crossing from Paul Pogba. Love the full assist for him. And then right in the second half, a terrific 20-yard daisy cutter right-footed from Alexis Sanchez has won the FA Cup semi-final for Manchester United. Heartbreak for Spurs. United go to Wembley for the final next month. From me, JB, I hope you very much enjoyed it. I know Russ has, and I know Omar has. Thank you very much for your support tonight. And we'll see you hopefully tomorrow. From me, JB, enjoy the rest of your Saturday and enjoy the rest of this wonderful weather we've got at the moment. Till then, till next time, take care. Bye bye.